2024 United States presidential election, the path to victory. The 2024 United States presidential election was scheduled to be held on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. It was the 60th quadrennial election. When I said quadrennial, it means it's once in every 4 years. The winners are scheduled to be inaugurated on January 20th, 2025, as the 47th President and 50th Vice President of the United States, respectively. The candidates and their supporters are describing it as the most important election of their lifetimes, with democracy and the American way of life are at stake. Who are the contestants? Let's start with the minor candidates who participated in the election through third and independent parties. First on the list is Chase Oliver, a candidate of the Libertarian Party, who used to be a Democrat, narrowly won his party's nomination in May. Mr. Oliver said he became politically active as an opponent of the Iraq War, and he opposes Israel's actions in Gaza and wants to abolish the Federal Reserve. He previously ran for Senate in Georgia in 2022 and received about 2% of the vote, enough to force a runoff between Senator Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. The second person, in no particular, is Jill Stein, the Green Party's candidate for President of the United States in the 2024 election, and was previously its candidate in the 2012 and 2016 elections. She was the Green Rainbow Party's candidate for governor of Massachusetts in 2002 and 2010. Stein is among the list of several women who have run for President of the United States, and also one of the few who received over 1 million votes in the general election behind both Hillary Clinton and Jo Jorgensen. Ms. Stein drew some 1.4 million votes in 2016, and some Democrats blamed her for pulling support from Hillary Clinton in critical states. Next is Claudia de la Cruz, a socialist candidate who is running on the ticket of the Party for Socialism and Liberation. 4. Cornel West has taught at Yale, Princeton, and Harvard, and is currently a professor of philosophy at Union Theological Seminary. He is known for his progressive activism, including his sharp criticism of former President Barack Obama. Dr. West initially said he would run with the People's Party, a third party led by a former campaign staff member for Senator Bernie Sanders. He subsequently said he would seek the Green Party's nomination instead, and then switched again to run as an independent. 5. Peter Sonski is a member of the American Solidarity Party. Sonski is the party's nominee for president in the 2024 United States presidential election. 6. Shiva Ayyadurai is an independent candidate in the U.S. presidential election. He garnered 3.39% of the vote as an independent candidate in the 2018 U.S. Senate election in Massachusetts, and ran for the Republican Party in the 2020 U.S. Senate election in Massachusetts, but lost to Kevin O'Connor in the primary. However, apart from the minor contestants mentioned, these are the two major candidates in the U.S. presidential election that people will look out for. 1. Donald Trump registered as a Republican in 1987, later a member of the Independence Party, then the New York State affiliate of the Reform Party in 1999, a Democrat in 2001, a Republican in 2009, unaffiliated in 2008, 2011, and a Republican in 2012. On November 8, 2016, Trump received 306 pledged electoral votes versus 232 for Clinton, though, after elector defections on both sides, the official count was ultimately 304 to 227. Trump, the fifth person to be elected president while losing the popular vote, received nearly 2.9 million fewer votes than Clinton. He also was the only president who neither served in the military nor held any government office prior to becoming president. Biden won the election on November 3, 2020. receiving 81.3 million votes, 51.3%, to Trump's 74.2 million, 46.8%, and 306 Electoral College votes to Trump's 232, though Trump refused to concede defeat. On November 15, 2022, Trump announced his candidacy for the 2024 presidential election and set up a fundraising account. On July 13, 2024, Trump's ear was grazed by a bullet in an assassination attempt at a campaign rally in Butler Township, Pennsylvania. The campaign declined to disclose medical records. 2 days later, the 2024 Republican National Convention nominated Trump as their presidential candidate, with Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate. 2. The incumbent president, Joe Biden of the Democratic Party, initially ran for re-election and became the party's presumptive nominee, facing little opposition. However, Biden's performance in the presidential debate held in June 2024 intensified concerns about his age and health and led to calls within his party for him to leave the race. Although he was initially adamant he would remain in the race, Biden withdrew on July 21st and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris, who became the party's nominee on August 5th. Harris selected Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, as her running mate. Harris is the Democratic Party's nominee for president in the 2024 election. She is the highest-ranking female official in U.S. history. From 2017 to 2021, she represented California in the United States Senate. Before that, she was the Attorney General of California. Campaign. Harris has framed her campaign as a choice between freedom and chaos, and based it around the ideals of freedom and the future. Harris has focused her economic proposals on the cost of groceries, housing, and healthcare. She has also focused on the middle class and small businesses. Harris's campaign has been noted for having an optimistic and joyful tone. A central campaign theme for Trump's second presidential bid is retribution. Trump is heavily running on immigration as a central campaign focus. Trump's campaign has focused on dark and apocalyptic rhetoric about the state of the country and predicting doom if he does not win. Abortion. Abortion access is a key topic during the campaign. Abortion will be on the ballot in up to 10 states in 2024, including the swing states of Arizona and Nevada. Some pundits have argued abortion rights referenda could help Harris in November. Democrats predominantly advocate for abortion access as a right, while Republicans generally favor significantly restricting the legality of abortion. Immigration, border security, and immigration are among the top issues concerning potential voters in the election. Polling has shown that most Americans want to reduce immigration, and that a substantial minority of white Republicans are concerned about white demographic decline. In 2023 and early 2024, a surge of migrants entering through the border with Mexico occurred. By June 2024, illegal crossings reached a 3-year low following 4 consecutive monthly drops, which senior officials attributed to increased enforcement between the U.S. and Mexico, the weather, and Biden's executive order increasing asylum restrictions. Climate change is expected to be an issue in the 2024 presidential election. In 2023, the United States saw a record in crude oil production with over 13.2 million barrels of crude per day, beating the 13 million barrels per day produced at the peak of Trump's presidency. America also dealt with supply shocks caused by the 2021 to 2024 global energy crisis due to the COVID-19 pandemic and Russian invasion of Ukraine. Economy voters consistently cited the economy as their top issue in the 2024 election. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, America went through a surge in inflation that raised prices on many goods, though the inflation rate had declined significantly during 2023 and 2024. Foreign policy. The Russian invasion of Ukraine and Israel-Hamas war are expected issues in the election. LGBTQ. In recent years, conservative politicians in state legislatures have introduced a growing number of bills that Democrats say restrict the rights of LGBT people, especially transgender people. Debate. 4 general election debates sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates, CPD, were originally scheduled to be held between September 16th and October 9th, 2024. Both Biden and Trump opposed the CPD's debate format and schedule. In May 2024, both campaigns agreed to bypass the CPD and hold the alternative debates, canceling the CPD debates. In April 2022, the Republican National Committee voted unanimously to withdraw from the Commission on Presidential Debates, CPD. In May 2024, the Biden campaign proposed hosting 2 debates outside of the CPD timetable and refusing to participate in CPD-hosted debates. The 2024 United States presidential debates were a series of debates held during the 2024 presidential election. 3 debates in total were held during the election season. The first general election debate between the major candidates was sponsored by CNN and attended by then-presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden and presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump on June 27, 2024. Biden was widely considered to have performed poorly during the first debate, with many commentators and Democrats calling for him to drop out of the race. He withdrew his bid for re-election on July 21st. A second debate, sponsored by ABC, was held on September 10th between Trump and Kamala Harris. It was widely reported that Harris won. A vice presidential debate, which was sponsored by CBS, was held on October 1st. Various debates and forums have been held, sponsored by the Free and Equal Elections Foundation.